Loyalty. Let's 100%. Let's not cap. When women talk about loyalty, right, for meaning that that's what they're providing to the male, and of course, when men, especially high value men, say, "I want loyalty from my woman," that's one of the most important things I want from. They're talking about fidelity, guys. Do not sleep around. Do not be a hoe. Do not embarrass me. The problem with Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of His and Hers. This is my inspirational wife.
So nice meeting everyone again. This is my wonderful husband.
Yes, thank you, Tuan. Kind of try and use some different terms, right? Obviously, very in terms of in touch with the truth and which the values, right? Hey guys, please subscribe to the channel. Yes. Thank you so much. We've noticed a recent uptick in our subscription. So guys, just keep watching, keep viewing, keep sharing this content, right? Share the truth, debunk the lies. That's kind of our motto. That's our saying here. Guys, smash that like button. Get close to the mic, honey.
Boom.
Yeah. Turn on the notification bell, right? Yep. And of course, guys, share. Check out our channel over at TikTok at His&Hers YT, right? That's where you're going to find the shorter clips. Yep. Speaking of shorter clips, honey, we're going to be reacting to quite a long clip today. But guys, real quick, we're going to break it up for you guys into several videos. Okay, guys? So, please follow along. This will be the beginning of this video. And it is reacting to, I'll call him my man, but someone, obviously I respect and admire as well within this community and stuff like that. It's Mr. Andrew Tate himself, right? Mr. Toxic Masculinity himself. And the title of the video today, guys, is Andrew Tate and CHIAN do not get along. And it's Grilling Season 2, Episode 7. Of course, guys, we'll put that link in the post so that way you guys can obviously click on it and watch the same videos that we're reacting to. Yep. Okay, let's begin.
Here we go.
Money isn't real. If you know what you have, you don't have much. And once you reach a certain level of money, you don't even know what you have. And you certainly don't own what you have. Outside entities, which you may have a stake in, own what you have. People who have a lot of money understand. It's very difficult for me to even say how much money I have, but I can have anything I want, anytime I want.
Hi, I'm Cheyenne Reynolds, and I'm still on the lookout.
Cheyenne, okay. Hey, real quick, honey, what do you think about that first statement about money that Andrew Tate just said? Just real quick. Just what's your thoughts on what he said about the money thing?
Well, he's just saying he's reached his level, so whatever he's, that's make him happy, so he can have what, to him, anything that he wanted, and not have to worry about things, financially.
Gotcha. So. Okay, guys, real quick, my thoughts on it is that he's absolutely right in terms of the currency aspect. Resources is really the only real thing. Now, I get it. We set up this social construct of currency to acquire resources, right? Yep. Things, actual real things, food, houses, property, cars, whatever we can actually hold and use and that type of stuff, right? So that is the real thing that is the source, right? Is the resource, is the finance. So yes, money is fake. However, obviously, it's real in the sense that it allows you to acquire real resources. Yep. So that's what Mr. Tate is talking about. Because, right, we just literally can print money out of thin air, right? We can make, credit out of thin air, right? It's just ones and zeros on a computer, right? But ultimately, at the end of the day, it is still the platform, the device that which we can use to acquire real resources. The real resources. But that's just a quick learning lesson for you guys, right? You guys watch all these shows that teach you guys finance and money, stuff like that. Yeah, at the end of the day, you want to acquire the actual resources, the real stuff, okay?
Yep.
All right.
I've had some good dates.
I'm liking my views, you know what I'm saying? It's all good right now.
Charmer, ain't ya? And I've had some bad dates. How do you think you've done on the date?
I don't really give a shit, I'm not gonna lie, bruv.
Where are all the decent men? Not in my DMs, that's for sure.
You get me? I feel like I'm rolling with the man then. What's going on? 95s!
It seems like a lot of men don't know how to treat a lady.
I'll just manhandle everything.
And this girl's putting a chest and chesn't in and that, like, jeez.
Will I have better luck this season? What would you do if my ex was after you?
He can have you.
Let's find out. This is Grilling.
I'm Andrew Tate the Third. I'm here because
There's there's a lot of in this video, so I think it's
Okay.
gonna be fun to react to. But what do you think about her initial things, honey, about just saying that there's no real men out there, there's no qualified men, and obviously she hasn't had any success finding somebody.
Well, depending where you're meeting them, if she's meeting them at some party going, like drinking and being, like a lot of alcohol going, of course you're not going to think straight. You're not going to see the true person that they are compared to a guy, that you meet at a barbecue or a friend's place or whatever else. You can mix and mingle better and talk better, than like, if you're going to a major party, say in Miami somewhere, and everybody's drinking and, the booze and whatever. You're not going to think straight from, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's depending where you're meeting, basically it. And that is why she's, not getting the right guys.
Yeah, no. That's great points, but to me,
Or attitude.
it's about the RP that we talk about.
Yeah.
It's about the truth on this channel, right? Because we talk about the truth here on this channel, which encompasses the RP, right? Women's hypergamy, and it's the modern woman, right? It's this feminist lie, modern woman, the truth, the big lie, everything, all this combined is why she can't find a man,
Well,
right?
her attitude. And
Yeah,
stuff.
she is a modern woman that thinks her values are a men's values, and women and men are the same. And obviously, even though she knows women and men aren't the same, she thinks that her values that she brings to the tables is the same as a man's value. And guys, I have never seen her videos before. I don't know who this
so we don't
person
know.
is, but I'm just guessing by the tone of her voice, by the way she dresses, by the way she acts. And obviously, by the statements, the common statements, right? Where are all the good men at, right? I can kind of guess already. That's
There's a
that's
lot,
the problem.
girl. There's a lot of you actually really want to
so
meet these good men.
I think this video is going to be
I was
pretty.
invited. Is that a good answer? Yeah, I was invited. So I thought I'd come along. Why not? There's already love in the universe. I've already found love. I found love with reality, my friend. I'm already in love. I'm in love with waking up every day. There's people who are trying to stop me breathing and they've yet to succeed. I'm already in love. Life's great. I used to think that it was the man, and I was actually accurate, thinking that it was the man who was selling himself to the woman. But once you reach a certain level of achievement as a man, it's the woman who's trying to sell herself to you. I've handled a bunch of difficult situations in my life. I'm not intimidated. Let's leave it at that. We'll see how it goes. I would say.
Oh man, that was a lot there too, honey. So what did you think about Mr. Tate's comments? I love his straightforward, just no bullshit, BS.
Well, he's saying that now in reality that he's woken up. Before he had to like sort of worked hard and trying to attract the opposite sex, like trying to get there and financially and having clout and everything to attract these women. But now in reality, he's like, these women just come after you now. It's like literally they're not really valuing themselves. Like if you just have a little bit of clout, you have a little bit of fame, they're just going to throw themselves at you. So like I woke up, like these girls aren't as valuable as I think they were, in a way. So they're certainly valuing themselves.
So he's become, obviously, right?
Yeah.
He's become a top tier guy. He's become an HMV, right? And real quick, guys, I've mentioned this before, in our previous videos, so go check out the video. And, this is not a diss on Mr. Tate, right? Because I don't know the man. I've never met him. I don't know. I've watched his videos, of course. I've followed him, right? But I think what he still lacks, is the truth, right? And which is kids and obviously the best outcome for your kid. Once he realizes that, you won't really have a hard time finding a woman. But you have to be within that mindset. And I get it. He doesn't have to be. No, nor am I recommending that he should be. I mean, he's still young. He's younger than me. He's obviously well-to-do. He's fitness-wise, right, way better than my metric in terms of fitness. So there's no reason for him to settle down right now.
He still needs a purpose. Okay. Let me give you an example. Okay, I think everybody knows who Paul Allen is. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got the clout. Okay, which he does. He has money, finance is already nailed in, right? But what doesn't he have? Okay, now that he passed away, his wealth, all that,
He has no legacy.
He built, no legacy to pass down to.
He never had
and
kids.
that's the thing, men out there, okay, or women. When you reach that certain level, who are you passing your legacy to? You have no one else to pass. It's like dead end. You're done, right? It doesn't matter.
That's why the truth is so important. I don't think Mr. Tate's gonna have that issue. I'm just saying. I think currently he knows the truth, but he doesn't need to do it right now.
Yeah.
And
But I'm just saying for people.
No, yeah.
Individual
for you guys out there at home, right? Who's not this high value man, top tier, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm pretty confident, yeah, overall. Yeah, I think confidence is born from adversity, right? Everything that doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Can Cheyenne ask you whatever she likes?
Anything she likes, find the most difficult question on the planet, tell her to throw her question card away, write a new one. I'm ready. I better be good. I better struggle, which is obviously impossible. So she should at least try to make me struggle. I spent my life fighting in the cage. I'm not scared of her. I think relationships are a beautiful thing. I think that the synergy between men and women are a beautiful thing if they are correctly collaborated. I think that that's what makes society function. I think that's what makes the world function. I think that men and women falling in love and having children and having families are very, very beautiful things as long as it's done correctly. As long as
Yeah, so see, he knows the truth.
Yeah.
He just doesn't need to do it, guys.
He's not there yet.
Yeah, he's still, he has the ability, like unlike most men, unlike majority of the men, 99.9%, I would say, of the men does not have this ability that he has, right?
Well, he's aware. He's aware.
To go ahead and just play around and obviously sleep
For
around
now.
with these beautiful women, and obviously when the time comes and he's ready to settle down and have a kid and be within the truth, he can do it.
Yeah.
One thing that he mentioned earlier that I want you guys to be aware of and hopefully work towards too is that when you're becoming a high value man, when you've become a high value man and you have this confidence now, right? Because we talk about how competence leads to accomplishments, which leads to confidence, right? So it's that adversity that Mr. Tate's talking about, that you have this confidence now that you've been through it and there's nothing to hide. And that's the key, guys, is once you become and you become and you've had become a high value person, you're not scared anymore.
No.
You're not living in fear.
Because you have that confidence. Like if you do something right, you worked hard at it, you reached your goal, and you deserved it. You have nothing to fear because you have that. You built that confidence.
You've earned it. You've earned it. So there's nothing fear. Like so what if I messed up along the way and I did? Now, guys, it doesn't go both ways though. And not to say that women can't have that same metric too. It's just that it's different for women.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't want to make this video too long because obviously the women's and men's values are different, guys. Go check out the video. But women can't go through the same adversity as men and then have these, unfortunately, negative experiences that leads to potentially positive experiences because it doesn't lead to positive experience. I'll give you guys a prime example, right? Sleeping around, being a 304. That's a negative experience.
Yep.
But the outcome is not positive. Regardless if you live through it or not, it doesn't make you positive.
Most men, trust me, once they find out like how high, your pregnant, whatever it is, they're going to want to bounce because they're like, why am I working so hard for this woman? And, she's been with everybody else, and then, and then especially,
because guys, it's the fidelity is the
it's
value.
Still in there. It's still
the fidelity, the key difference is the fidelity is the value that the woman brings, not the man. Whereas adversity for men is usually financial. It's resources, right? So you start a business and you failed, or you worked long and hard and you didn't become successful until working 10, 15 years. But eventually you gain that finance. So you sleeping around and losing your fidelity is not the same as a man working, busting his butt and going through like losing companies and then finally getting the finance. Does that make sense?
a woman obeys like she's supposed to. And I think the world can be a beautiful place as long as gender roles are not misconstrued and misunderstood. So if Sean doesn't understand that, I'll correct her quickly and we'll fix the world and we can move on. Very nice to meet you.
Hello.
Hi.
You look really nice.
Thank you. Let's do two kisses. 1, 2.
Ah, very nice to meet you. What's
Very
your name?
nice to meet you. Andrew Tate. What's your name?
Andrew. Nice to meet you. Cheyenne. Or Cheyenne Reynolds, if you're doing this whole
Cheyenne Reynolds. We're going to do official.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice to meet you.
Cheers. I think she's an attractive woman. She's good looking. Friendly demeanor. I can tell she thinks she knows things, so I look forward to correcting her. But that's usually how life works.
Finally, see? A man that makes an effort. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah? Okay, where are you from?
I'm American, but I lived in England for a long time. I lived in a very prestigious part of the UK. I don't know if you've ever heard of Luton.
Very
Prestigious.
Yeah.
Yeah, #1.
Luton. Okay. Was not expecting that.
So I was in Luton for a while, and now I live in Europe, so I've just come in. Yeah.
Okay, because your accent, it's like really different, isn't it?
It's pretty mixed up. I'm like a street dog, my dear. I've been here, I've been there. Half American, half English, half Luton, half everything else.
A bit of a mix.
Bit of a mix.
That's cool. So how did you get here today?
I flew in this morning.
Flew in. It's different. Same.
Real quick, honey. You know, my wife and I aren't like body psychologists, right? Like we're not people that know how to like rate how people. But what do you think her initial reaction to Mr. Tate is? Do you think she's attracted to him just from based upon your initial?
She. Well, you can tell her body language in terms like she's like, like is this guy sort of like for real? Or I don't think she. I think she sort of knows some stuff about him, but I think she's trying to grill him a little bit, you know. But her body language isn't like leaning towards him. So she's still sort of like setting off back a little bit, like observing and see where things are going to go. Because she wants more info.
I see that a little bit, but I think the metrics in terms of arousal. So guys, what the woman is attracted by and what the woman is aroused by are typically two different things, right? We talk about that a lot in the manosphere channels, right? And I think she is aroused by him. He checks out all the metrics for him, right? He looks good. He's tall. He's built. He's dressed nice. He has a good, obviously, he speaks well, right? And he,
well, she knows about his finance.
She's definitely aroused by him. Where she's guarded, like my wife is saying though, is because I think she does know who he is. Andrew Tate's pretty big enough that a lot of people does know who he is. But even let's say she didn't know who this he is. She knows that he's an alpha, high value guy.
Well, she's smiling.
And in this day and age, right? In this day and age, with the modern dating scene and with the way, like, the truth has been obviously, hidden and everything like that. These ladies who've dealt with a lot of high value guys, they know that they can have a certain attitude, certain way about them, right? And so I think that's why she's cautious, right? Because
you can tell if a woman's crossing, she's crossing. Yeah. Okay, she's not leaning too much towards him. But once she starts the conversation, like give it like I'd say like 8 more seconds into this video, if she feels comfortable with him and she wants to continue,
she's not letting her guard down. Is what my wife is saying.
That's what I'm trying to say. And she's gonna lean towards more. Yeah, and she'll smile more and be more flirtatious.
She wants to show that she's attracted to him, and she and she wants to show that like she's sitting up straight. Look at me, I'm a high value woman as well too, in terms of my beauty, in terms of my demeanor. But she's definitely guarded in terms of like, hey, I want to show that I'm not submitting to you.
Give it 8 seconds and you can tell.
Yeah. Jump on the jet.
You flew in on a jet. Who is this guy?
What about you? You have a mix, no?
Yeah, my family, we're Caribbean and English.
So the Caribbean side's the crazy side? Or the English side's the crazy side?
I'd say the Caribbean's the fun side. A bit of spice.
So you're fun and crazy?
Not crazy.
It's the beginning of the day, you can't lie.
Do I look like I'd lie to you?
Yes.
I'm not a liar, actually.
You're not a liar. Everything you tell me for the rest of this episode is going to be a complete truth.
Yeah.
Promise me.
Yeah.
Say I promise.
I promise. No, I really promise.
We'll see.
All honest thoughts and opinions.
We'll see. All right, we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. So what do you do?
Let me think of a lie. Give me a second.
No, you can't lie.
You have to tell the truth. I don't have to tell the truth.
Why?
We already agreed you're telling the truth. There's only one of us can tell the truth. One of us can lie.
That's not good stuff.
I'm a shoe salesman. I sell shoes, socks, shoe accessories, polish, etc., etc.
Yeah?
Yeah, I sell shoes. Yeah.
You good at it?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah?
I'm surviving. Sold 2 pairs of shoes yesterday. Life's good.
Okay.
No.
So.
No. She knows he's lying.
Yes, but there's arousal and attraction. What do you think he did wrong, and what do you think he did right? Because I think he did right, but what do you think he did wrong?
Well, he's already telling her, hey, I want whole truth and honest truth. And their eyes, you can tell. Like, she's like, you're trying to scope me out. But I'm already sort of knowing about you. Because he said because the city that he lives in, she's probably already know that it's a high-end area, right? So he already gave that away, right?
Yeah, and obviously he flew in a jet, too.
But now he's saying he's a salesperson, like, selling shoes and all this stuff. Come on, no. You flew in a jet. You already told her you flew. Okay. No regular shoe salesperson flew in a jet.
100%. Okay, guys, this is a modern dating dilemma or paradox or whatever you want to call it. Back in the traditional ways, this is the reason why like certain traditions were made, guys, right? There's a reason why like, hey, families got together and obviously, vetted each other, like, hey, what is it? Prearranged marriage, right? Yeah. Hey, what do? You do this, you do that, right? Because nowadays, the problem with the modern women is that you cannot tell them the truth. They're not aroused by the truth. You guys watched that recent video, right, of where that guy, I think he was like a rocket scientist or something like that, where he got dissed by these two girls on some video. Like he was trying to obviously, it was like a dating video, right? He was trying to, and he was like, literally, dude, there's a really young, good looking, I think he was mixed. Can't tell if he was black or white or, a mix of the two. But he's like literally a physical chemist or something like that.
Yeah.
And they turned him down because he was boring. Right? So Mr. Tate here succeeded in what unfortunately the modern dating game has given us as men, right? Which is be mysterious. She knows you're well-to-do. You're dressing nice. You tick off all the metrics of the fitness and everything else, right? You flew in on a jet. So she knows bits about your lifestyle and your net worth already.
Yeah.
But don't tell her what you are initially, right?
They like a little.
I'm a social influencer, right? Oh, I do stuff. I work in the medical industry, right? Unfortunately, women wants to. There's a saying that Fresh and Fit says, all right? Discovery trumps disclosure, meaning don't disclose the information to them right away. Let them discover it. Right? Go out to the parking lot and you're driving a Lamborghini. Yeah. Oh, shit, you drive a Lamborghini. Like, what does this guy do? Right? So there's this appearance of mystery and of arousal, right? That unfortunately the modern women needs now to be turned on. Whereas back in the day, guys, trust me, women were like, oh, he comes from a well-to-do family. He's a doctor. He's a lawyer. They own all these properties. Cool. I'm going to.
That's a person.
Right? Because the truth was there, right? The truth. We wanted the best things so that way the best outcome for our kids. But hey, this is the modern scene that the modern woman feminism has created, guys. So
more trouble.
Good. He's a liar. So tell me a bit about you, Andrew.
I'm not comfortable opening up too much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you might work for John Law and the government.
No.
I have to be careful what I say.
Oh, so it's not commitment issues?
It's not commitment issues. It's more just like legality issues.
Oh, okay.
I like to go to church. I'm a man of God. Play Scrabble.
Do you have faith?
Okay, this is good. This is an interesting conversation that we can have on camera, which is.
I'd say my personal journey with God is between me and God. So I'm not one of those people that is like, yes, I go to church or yes, I do this.
Don't you think that's a bit like lazy Christianity?
No, not really, because for me, I believe in love and I believe in faith, and I don't think it's just one religion that you need to follow. I've got friends that are Muslim.
I agree.
I've got friends that are Christian. I've got.
Hey guys, this is the reason why men have left the modern church, okay? Because of women like this, Unfortunately, they say they're Christians, they're Catholic, they're religious, but they ain't following tradition, right? They're not having God, following God, and then of course following the man that's supposed to be following God, and for damn sure they ain't freaking virgins.
And they ain't trying to let the man lead most of the time, because now they're like either hand in hand or or I'm leading. So.
Yeah, so they're not traditional women, and they're trying to cap, and they say that they're these traditional things, but they're not traditional women anymore.
Friends that are spiritual, so I don't put myself in one category.
I understand and I respect that completely, but don't you think out of respect for God himself, whether you're in Dubai and you go to the mosque or you're in England, you go to the church, you should get up early on a Sunday, despite all the booze, and get up and take an hour out of your life and just show some respect? Don't you agree?
No, because everyone's journey with God is personal.
You can be a lazy spiritualist, a lazy Christian, you can be a lazy kickboxer, right? I'm a kickboxer, but I don't train. Okay, bro. I understand. You're lazy. It's okay.
I'm not lazy. Do you have time for God?
Absolutely.
That's good. Do you get up early on a Sunday?
Completely.
That's good.
Every single Sunday, of course.
That's amazing.
And I think that being religious is a beautiful thing, and I think that a lot of people try and say they're spiritual or they're religious in a way, copping out on the 1 hour a week. It just feels a bit lazy to me. I think you can always find an hour a week.
Yeah. No, you definitely could.
So maybe God sent me here to make you go to church.
Maybe. Maybe you're here to enlighten me.
Maybe that's why, yeah.
Yeah? What kind of man are you?
What's the spectrum? I need you to quantify it for me.
Andrew Tate's definitely witty, man. That's what I like about him. But what do you think about the whole church concept real quick, honey? Because obviously you guys know, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not a huge religious person because obviously my focus is on the truth. And I understand that the religion is a social construct to control the truth, right? It's to add that morality aspect to the truth. Otherwise, as you guys are fully aware, if we are left as humans to our own nature device, right, we're going to go to the hunter-gatherer lion days, right, where we're literally just going to kill each other and obviously just...
Which we don't want.
Exactly. I don't want that, right? We need to have peace. We need to have civilizations. We need to have civil, right? So, but what do you think about the whole religious conversation that he had there, honey?
Well, he's just saying if you're going to believe in something, you put your heart into it. Don't just be a wishy-washy and said, hey, I'm doing this, but then I don't have to put my heart into it. Just like when he did the analogy of like, hey, I'm a boxer, but I'm too lazy. I'm not going to practice. Well, then you're not a true boxer. Because if you're going to do something, you got to put your whole heart into it.
Yes.
Don't just say you're partial here, partial there. But you know what? It doesn't matter what religion it is, but, I can just pray on my own thing. Well, then you're not religious, really. You're just, say, hey, I believe in what I believe inside internally just for me. But don't say you're Christian or Catholic or whatever else if you're not even going to go do the things you're supposed to do, because that's what people do.
Yeah.
You know.
To me, the huge
Being
thing
devout.
the huge thing I get out of it, guys, is the Matrix lying to us, right? And the what's going on is because no one understands the truth anymore. This has been trying to be masked so much. So women especially have been lied to, right? With inclusivity, right? Body positivity, everyone's this, everyone your truth, my truth, right, is the truth, right? That saying that women love to say, right? She's spiritual, so she's not, but she's religious, right? So it's like, we need to have standards and a clear definition of what is. And men understand that, because when we don't get the outcome that we want, if we don't follow within the truth and get the outcome that we want, we don't get rewarded for it, right? Whereas unfortunately, women, because they're in their fields, they get rewarded it emotionally.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the Matrix has really used the woman's nature, right? Femininity, right? Your guys' femininity, because to be feminine is emotional, right? And they have used that against us. Right. So to me, that's the big thing. Right. And so like my wife was saying, women don't have a purpose. Right. I'm religious, but I'm not really religious. I'm just and then I go to church maybe every once in a while, but I don't have a clear game plan of what my religion is supposed to do. Right. It's my truth. Right. So, whenever I want to have kids and I can freeze my eggs and, when the right man comes along, I'll be submissive. Right. Women, you need to understand the truth and have a clear purpose. Just like a lot of you modern feminists, like have a purpose when it comes to your career, you need to have a purpose when it comes to the truth.
Yeah.
Okay?
Who's at the bottom and who's at the top?
For me, I'd just say top, like a high value man.
What would you say constitutes a high value man?
A high value man is someone that is successful financially. I'd say it's someone that's got a lot of integrity and good morals. That is very well respected, is very sure of himself, but also is a very family-orientated man. That's, for me, a higher value man.
Okay, it's fine. I'm a high value man.
He's very sure of himself. So what's a high value man for you?
Pretty much basically what you said. I think a high value man is a capable man. I think capability can be judged in many different ways, and capability is something which varies depending on the situation. You need a man who is capable of doing lots of different things that he doesn't do very often. You need a man who's capable of being violent when the time appears. Of course, you need a man who's capable of making money. You need a man who can kill somebody and hold a baby in the same day. You need a man with a very broad spectrum of qualities and assets and capabilities. And this is actually what the most difficult thing about being a man is. Most people, when I say most people, let me change that. Most females don't respect how difficult it is to become a high value man. Because to become a high value man, you need to have so many different qualities and so many different capabilities. It's a very difficult thing to do. You need to be funny and smart and charismatic and interesting, with stories, and strong and rich, with a nice car and a nice apartment. Whereas to be a high value female, you need to be hot. If you're nice, it's a bonus, but it's not even that necessary.
That's it.
If you're a pretty female, even if you're a piece of
before
shit.
he gets into the females, honey, what do you think about what she said and he said concerning an HMV, and then obviously, because what we define it as on our channel?
Well, what she's saying, it's like she said, it's just, this is my high value man. But then what she's saying is like a sterile thing, like, oh, well, a non-high value man can have this too, qualities. Like, you know what I mean?
Where did she say that?
No, I'm just saying, like, the way she's saying, she's not really.
No, she just added some extra
she's adding
layers.
her own,
but she never said anything
narrative.
about a low value
No,
man.
but she didn't say that. But the way she's saying it, it's not really her own definition of a high value man, being, you know, like trustworthy and all that other stuff and making money and whatever else. But she didn't say how much this or whatever else. You know what I mean? But with his narrative is different. Like, he's got to do this. He's got to juggle. He has to have a story. He has to make money. He has to protect you at the same time, holding your baby, you know, when need to be. You know, so what hers is this small for a woman. And then the way he's narrowing it down to a woman, if you got to be pretty and hopefully
we'll get to
nice.
the women here in a second.
Yeah,
But
with his high value man, that you have to make it into that criteria. You got to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's a longer list to say that.
This is why our channel is so important, because we need to define this truth, right? She can't describe it because she doesn't know the truth. Even Mr. Tate, he can't 100% describe it because he doesn't know the truth. Yeah. They've touched on the values that allows the truth the best outcome, right? Finance, capability, fitness, right? Resources, protection, right? And of course, fame, status, right? Because to be famous, to get those things,
Well, the nice cars
you're going to
and
get
stuff.
accomplishment and nice cars, right? The layers that they're talking about is the truth. Integrity, a family man, holding a baby, right? Being able to kill somebody and hold a baby. That's the truth. That's the truth that we're talking about, right, guys? Watch our last video where I talked about how Rolo, you know, he talked about these 26 layers. All these people are saying it in these vague terms because they have not clearly defined the truth. Yeah. The truth is the purpose of having your children and having the best outcome for your children. And so when you understand that, all those things, the integrity, the morality, wanting to have the best civilization for your kids, so that way they're not growing up in a shitty civilization where people are killing everybody, right? And there's no running water, whatever, right? Those are the layers that they're talking about, right? And so when a man is truly high value, but he also has the truth behind him, or he's on the purpose of the truth, you will get all those other values as well, okay?
True that.
Person, you're going to get messages on Instagram.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're a good-looking man who lives with his mother, you ain't getting any messages.
Not really.
I think so. I think that if you're a good-looking man, that's all you have going for you, I don't think you're going to succeed very well in life. Yeah. I know there's very, very pretty girls who have nothing else going for them that manage to do very, very well. Yeah. Do you play chess?
I'm okay at it.
But if you look at the chessboard, right, the queen gets to jump all over the board, and the king has to move one square at a time, and I think that's done very purposefully. If you go to Monaco and you see a yacht and you see a man on that yacht, he had to work his entire life and network his entire life and get up early and deal with stress and tax problems and police problems and work his ass off to buy that boat. What did the girl have to do? The girl who's on that boat, the 19-year-old Ukrainian. She had to get a message on Instagram. Boom. So the man moves one square at a time and the queen just jumps on board. This is the point. Female beauty is extremely valuable.
The thing is, there's a difference between a high-value man and a high-value woman. For me, a high-value woman is what kind of mother is she? What kind of like compassion has she got? You know, has she got integrity? Has she got morals? Is she loyal? Like all these other qualities. But I feel like men base it on like just an aesthetic level.
I agree with you. If I meet a female, I would like her to be all those things, especially loyal. It's the most important thing for a female to be.
Are you loyal?
Mr. Loyal, man of God, we already talked about church. But the point is that to initially attract a mate, females, the most important thing for them is their looks, whereas a man, I think, is his status and status.
We're just going to finish this thing where they're talking about the female values, guys, because this is the last thing we're going to react to. It's just kind of the female values, and then we'll go on, okay?
It's just a far more varied spectrum than looks alone. Being good looking alone does not make you a high status male. To be a high status male, you need to have a bunch of things. Initially, if you're just pretty, you're going to get attention. Whereas a man, you need to have a bunch of things to just get attention. Do you understand? Do you agree with my point?
Not always. Listen, there's men that are funny that aren't that attractive that can get attention. It's like an energy thing.
I disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree. I know what you're saying. They can get attention, but I don't think anyone would look at a funny guy who lives with his mom and call him a high value male. Whereas if you get a really, really beautiful girl, even if she has nothing else going for her, she'd be considered high value.
I wouldn't say high value, no.
Yeah, we can disagree. That's fine.
Are you a good partner?
Okay, so that was the end of this video for now, guys. We're going to watch it on the series. We're going to continue, right? But, honey, so obviously they discussed with females' values. Yeah. And surprisingly enough, she actually touched on a lot of them. She actually was correct about it. Yeah. So why can't she find a man? So what is your first take? What is your first?
Why
take?
can't she find a man?
Well,
Because-
not only that, but just what do you think about what they said about what the female values were?
Well, because she can't find a man because maybe, like what we assumed is, once they find out more about her, she isn't all that. What they're.
Yeah,
what
because
she's
honestly,
saying
she said a lot of things that were the women's values
Yeah.
that you're supposed to bring to the table.
But think
So
about that.
why
with
can't
her
she bring
being
that to the table?
beautiful, with her supposed, just by looking at her, there's got to be, right? But either A, she's being too picky. B, right? Right? Maybe she isn't, that loyal. Maybe because, women these days, especially the new modern women, they're like grabbing one, but they're also trying to still look for another. And most men aren't going to take that kind of crap. You're not devoted, right? They're like, okay, she likes this guy because he has a yacht, but maybe this guy has 2 more yachts and maybe his own private jet. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's not loyalty, ladies. You know what I mean? Like, you already know this guy already has enough clout, enough finance to support you, but you're still going to look. Even though you're like going, geez, you think this girl is so pretty and everything, she's got that whatever else, but why aren't these men putting the ring on the finger? Because you women are still looking. You're still sort of,
The whole hypergamy thing.
Yeah.
Got it.
There you go.
Okay. That could be it. I'm going to say something, unfortunately, the reality, and it's going to be blunt. And ladies, you're not going to like it. But she wasted her time. You guys have a limited time to find that truth, to find those values that she's talking about. Nurturing, mother qualities, right? Loyalty, mothering. That's the femininity nurturing thing.
Yeah.
Loyalty. Let's 100%, let's not cap. When women talk about loyalty, right, for meaning that's what they're providing to the male.
Yep.
And of course, when men, especially high value men, say, I want loyalty from my woman, that's one of the most important things that I want from. They're talking about fidelity, guys. Do not sleep around. Do not be a hoe. Do not embarrass me. The problem with her, and like I said, I don't know this lady.
Yeah.
But she's older. I can tell. She ain't 21, 22. She's not in her peak years like we talk about in The Truth, right?
Well, he just mentioned 18-year-old. All you got to do is have your looks,
We'll
right?
We'll get to that in a second. I'm going to get to that. She didn't mention beauty, but she has it, so that's not the point. The point is she found all this out too late. And so now she's an older woman who happens to still have her good looks. The problem, though, is she's too old to demand this high value man, especially this exceptional. I guarantee you she wants the top 0.1% of men, right? Millionaire, rolling a yacht, Lambos, multi-million-dollar homes, right?
But what do we talk about these men that reach their peaks already?
They have
Okay,
options.
they have options.
And
Not
that's
only
the
that,
point.
They want to settle. They want to have kids.
They will settle
2 to 3, 4
eventually.
kids.
Let me continue, right? So she's too old to demand that, and she doesn't understand that. So ladies, warning to you, even someone as pretty as her who understands the truth now, you guys are going to be working behind the clock. You guys are going to be working behind the 8 ball because you've given up your best prime years. I guarantee you if she was younger, and this is the other key too, the age dictates your body count, right? I will 100% guarantee, hey, and Cheyenne, hey, hopefully maybe you reach out to us and debate. I'm totally for it. But if I had to guess, this woman's body count is not low. Maybe she's not, 20 plus or whatever, but she's not low. She's obviously not a virgin, right? She doesn't carry herself like a virgin. So my point is, you're a used high mileage commodity, right? Yep. And so why would this man who is this top tier man, and like my wife said, she doesn't want to settle. She wants only this top tier guy. Why will they choose her? Yep. And so going back to the beginning of the video, right? Where are all the good men at?
Yep.
That's the good men that she's referring to.
Yep.
She wants this top 0.1%, but you're no longer qualified.
She wants a top tier percent men. Let's not cap it. She wants a top tier men that don't have baggages. You know what I mean?
No,
like
she
whether divorce or whether they already have
She
kids.
don't care about the divorce. The problem is you are no longer qualified. You should have cashed out when you were at your youngest peak, at your lower body count, when you haven't gotten slept through and ran through by these high-value men, and now you're disgruntled, and now your guard is up with another high-value man, Mr. Andrew Tate. You don't want to be submissive to him, right? You can tell by their demeanor. She's not like she's being rude to him, but she's definitely not being, like, submissive, right? Like, not, like, following his lead, right?
Yeah.
When he says something, she wants to contradict it. She wants to argue it. She wants to obviously, you know, say that her point is correct, right? And high value guys will see this, and they're like, you're not submissive. And on top of that, you're older. And on top of that, you're not a virgin. So why would I buy a Ferrari, regardless if she looks like a
used Ferrari,
a used Ferrari
on top of
at
that,
with a higher mileage,
Yep.
when I can go out and get that 18-year-old
a brand
on
new
the yacht
Ferrari.
on a brand new Ferrari,
Yep.
who's gonna be submissive, who's gonna be feminine, and let's say she doesn't understand the mother qualities. Let's say that young girl doesn't understand like the femininity, like what she's supposed. I can teach her.
Yeah, that's what I was
have
gonna
the
say.
resources to teach her.
They got the money. They have the
Correct.
clout. They can
Correct.
teach her. They can
And-
guide her.
and-
And she can have a few more kids. While this one, you don't even know if she's going to
Thank
even have
you.
any kids.
Thank you, honey. I
He
was just
wants
gonna
his
say
legacy. He wants to continue. I
Correct.
mean, once you reach there, you know your purpose in life. Once you reach that echelon, I'm not going to beat around the bush. We're here on the truth purpose, right? So we're going to tell you the truth, ladies. You can be beautiful, whatever else, but when you're past
You
your
have a
prime,
clock. You're on a time.
you're on a time. You're on a time. You're ticking, ticking, ticking. Okay, and here you're still trying to say, "Oh my God," you know, like, where are these good men? Well, you know what? You lost that time. Your certain time period.
That's your best
Yeah,
time.
that was your
period.
best time. Like
Your
you
best
look
chance.
good when you're 18, 20, say under 25, but you still didn't want to settle.
Yep.
You're like, oh, I got to meet other people. I want to, go, sleep
Yeah, and I get it,
around.
guys. That was when
Take the car for a test
Yeah,
drive.
I get it, ladies. That's when you
know?
had the most purchasers,
Yeah.
right? That's when you had the most suitors coming to the dealership looking at you, right?
Yep.
But the problem is, you should have gotten someone purchase you at that time.
But you didn't
But
want
you didn't.
to.
You wanted to keep waiting until, and then you kept on letting dudes test drive you.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, and now these other
I
guys.
said take for a test drive. I
Hey,
didn't say test drive.
I agree with you, but they test drove it, right? And that's the problem is now they test drove it, and you're like, hey, and let's touch on the beauty aspect real quick to close this thing, right? Notice how she didn't really want to touch on the beauty aspect. And that's why I know, guys, that's like I said, guys, when you guys know the truth and you guys know the values and everything, like you can touch on these key things, right? That people try to hide or mask or try to whatever, project or whatever, right? She didn't touch on the beauty aspect because she knows that's a diminishing value. She knows she's getting older.
Yep.
She knows that she can't compete with that 18-year-old
That's what I'm trying
on the
to say.
freaking thing.
Yeah.
So, of course, what she's going to do, she's going to try to put her best foot forward, right? Which is, hey, I'm the motherly person now. I know the good thing, the nurturing, the stuff to do.
A little
But-
late. Some sucker will probably get her anyways, but I'm saying
Yeah.
you
but-
might not have a baby.
But the problem, well, not only that, but the sucker that you're referring to, honey, she don't want.
No, well, too bad. You're
You
gonna
still
be...
want the top tier guy. She doesn't want a Paul Allen.
No.
Even if he's a freaking multi-billionaire, and then she wants a Mr. Tate that's freaking 6'3",
Yeah.
still young, still handsome,
No
kickboxer,
baggage.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But it's not gonna happen, ladies.
Lady, you've
It won't.
lost your chance for that outcome. Now, maybe,
Okay.
hey, maybe you'll be lucky, and through this, 0.1%, right? Less than 10,000 men in the population, right? Maybe you being, the 170th million woman, right?
Can I give an example? Okay.
Go ahead, honey.
If we even mention this person, she has clout, she has fame, she has money.
Yeah.
Her beauty, she's still pretty. J-Lo. Everybody knows J-Lo,
Yeah.
right? Jennifer Lopez.
Sure.
Now look at her, okay?
Still can't
Doesn't
find.
matter. She still can't find the man with all the clout because you know why? She's always going to compare. Like, hey, I got my wealth. Well, she wants someone even more wealthier.
Yeah.
No baggages. There isn't. I'm sorry, Jay. I love you, girl. I love you. I love your music. I love some of your acting, whatever. She's not going to find the man without baggages or someone older.
Yeah.
Is she going to go for someone younger? She's always going to have that in her mind. They're going to use me for my money.
And Yeah.
And that's realistic right there. I'm
And-
not going to lie. I'm not going to whatever.
Yeah,
That's
and
why she
that's-
went with Ben
and-
Affleck.
Yeah, and that's the delusion that we're talking about with that
I'm sorry.
feminism and the
Don't be
Matrix has
delusional.
created. It's the delusion,
Yeah,
because
you can't.
these women still think they're the best of the best.
You can't.
And she maybe is a little bit better than J-Lo because she didn't talk about her career. She didn't talk about her finances. So good on her. Good on her. But what she doesn't realize is that her value of the age and the beauty is still significant.
Yeah.
And so, she's trying to freaking hate on the younger girls, but
But you
hey,
can't.
hey
You
girl,
can't.
you lost your opportunity. So guys, that was a great video. I think my wife had some really good reactions too. I enjoyed that one. So look forward to our next one, guys, where we react to, another part of the
it.
video, guys. All right. So
See ya.
check you
Have a
next
good
time.
night. Bye.